Welcome to MMA Under 10. I am John Strasser.
I'm Alex Giuliani.
Next week is the start of The Ultimate Fighter Season 12. Coaches George St. Pierre and Josh Koscheck, who will meet in December for George St. Pierre's title. And we're going to take a look back tonight at the Ultimate Fighter series, the winners, the losers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Season 1, had the huge fight, Stephan Bonnar, Forrest Griffin. Does that fight still live up to today's standards of what a good fight really is?
I don't think it lives up to today's standards. You said that, or we were talking, it was back in 2002, right? Was the year?
2005.
2005. Awesome. Anyway, 2005, I feel like now the sport has progressed so much that it's not, that wouldn't be considered a good fight by today's standards. Just because it was really just a brawl. They just went out there, slugged it out, and, everyone's talked about how people were calling each other up, telling them, to buy the pay-per-view just because these guys were going crazy on each other. But now I think it's more about technique and skill to be considered a good fight.
The sport has grown so much in the 11 seasons that, it's hard to, you go back and watch that first season, it's just like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, yeah.
It has progressed so much, the fighters have gotten so much better. Not to take anything away from season 1, it has produced, people that are still relevant today. Josh Koscheck, we talked about, got a title shot coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Quarry has had a title shot. Kenny Florian has had 2 title shots, and he lost them both. Chris Lieben, one of your favorite fighters from this year.
Well, one of my favorite fights from this year, the fact that he pulled out that triangle choke at the end of the Akiyama fight was insane. Just crazy.
You got Mike Swick, Alex Karalexis still fights in WEC. You have Forrest, who is a former champion.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have Stephan Bonnar, who has somehow managed to stick around. What is that all about?
I don't know. Stephan Bonnar really impressed me with his last fight. I used to really dislike Stephan Bonnar. Anytime we watch fights together, I've badmouthed Stephan Bonnar, and you've seemed like you're kind of always been on his side, but
okay.
I've always hated him. I've hated the way he looks, the way he does everything. Pretty much.
He always has a black eye.
I hate that his nickname is the American Psycho.
I like that. He will kill you.
I hate it so much, but I did like him in his last fight against
Krzysztof Sosinski.
Yeah, the Russian guy. Yeah, I liked him in that fight.
Polish.
He's Polish.
Anyway, moving on. Season 2, you had Rashad Evans, who has gone on to be the light heavyweight champ, who beat Season 1 winner Forrest Griffin. Is Rashad Evans the best fighter to come out of the series?
I would think so. I really like Forrest a lot, but Rashad beat Forrest. And
Rashad has another title shot coming up.
Yeah.
So he could be the 2-time champ.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess, and the thing about that is I really thought Rashad was cocky, during the Ultimate Fighter season. I don't think hardly anybody liked him until he actually started winning fights in the UFC.
His finale against Brad Imes really impressed me.
Yeah.
He fought at heavyweight on that season,
mm-hmm.
and Imes was so much bigger, and he just knocked him down several times with his punches. And even then he was known for a wrestler. He has grown tremendously. I truly enjoyed watching him fight. He made a great champion for, the one fight that he had.
And he killed Chuck Liddell, so you love him even
and
more.
I am forever indebted to Mr. Rashad Evans. Not every season has been good. I was fairly unentertained by Season 4, the comeback.
Except for the fact
2 title shots given out to fighters that had no right being in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Serra, I love Matt Serra, he deserved a title shot, but I'm talking about the other people on the show. Edwin DeWeese, can you imagine if he had got a title shot? It's just, What is going on here? I understand the concept, you bring all these older fighters back, but it was too soon. If they did something like that now, I think it'd be a hit. But they picked people that nobody knew about, the casual
That were
fan.
even in the UFC, yeah.
So, bad timing. Season 5 had tremendous talent. You got Gray Maynard, who has a title shot coming up next against Frankie Edgar. Manny Gambarian.
Gambarian?
Either way. Has a title shot later this month against Jose Aldo in the WEC. And you had Nate Diaz, who won the season. Joe Lozon, who raped Gabe Rudiger, literally. And Matt Wyman, Cole Miller. Season 5 could end up going down as the most talented, I think.
Yeah, it's between that one and season 1 for sure.
Season 1 we've talked about. Season
Yeah.
5, you had Jens Pulver, BJ Penn, and they were actually, a lot of the times they set up to fight at the pay-per-view after the show. They fought on the finale,
Which is awesome.
and I think that brought a lot of people in. Penn had to redeem himself from their first fight. It was awesome. So that was at the finale. What do you think has been the best fight in a finale?
I really like I said before, I really like Guida versus Huerta. I mean, that's a given. I said that was my favorite fight. But another fight with Guida was Guida Sanchez, which is another Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter 9 finale.
Yeah, and that was crazy. Just because, I think, I don't know, Guida looked decent until was it the second round where he got the head kick? Or,
Diego worked him the entire first round.
Yeah.
Backed him up against the cage and was hitting him with the non-stop punches. You watch that first 2 minutes and it's non-stop punches from Diego.
Yeah.
Floors him with the head kick. And I thought it was over.
It should have been over.
Guida came back and lost a split decision. One of the judges gave it to him.
Yeah.
So totally could have gone his way. I scored it for Sanchez. Whatever. Not every season is a winner like we talked about. Season 6 winner Mac Danzig. Season 7 winner Amir Sadala.
Did you want to say your favorite fights for the finales?
Yeah, I agree with what you say. Those are probably the best. Diego Sanchez versus Nick Diaz, Season 2 finale. Nick Diaz is one of my favorite fighters. He lost that one, but it was good. Florian worked over Sam Stout in Season 3 finale. You're almost guaranteed at least one good fight in the finale, even if the season has sucked. They put on a good main event. Season 10 was pretty terrible. But you got to see Johnny Bones Jones just blind Matt Hamill with those 12-6 elbows.
Oh my God.
So, that at least you had that.
I can't believe he wasn't more angry about getting that.
Well, the messed up part is that Mazzagatti called the fight when Hamill could not see him, nor can he hear because he's deaf. So, what are you doing, Steve Mazzagatti? I understand why Brock Lesnar hates you. Mac Danzig, Amir Sadal, like we were talking about, do they deserve to be in the UFC, or is it just like they won the show, so we have to keep them around?
As far as Amir goes, I mean, I really want to see Amir Sadal succeed.
He's popular, he's funny. That doesn't make him a good fighter.
True. Yeah, that's. I mean, but it's not like I don't want to see him do good. Like I thought him submitting CB Dalloway with the armbar was awesome, and then CB Dalloway was a big baby about the submission, and that was awesome.
You would cry
So,
too if you just lost out on a 6-figure contract and a new car and an awesome plaque. So do not talk shit on CB Dalloway. Amir Sadala just kind of lucked his way through the season.
Yeah.
He got worked over by Gerald Harris and caught him in a submission.
Yeah.
Got worked over by Matt Brown. And it's just like he somehow managed to eke out a victory, and he's in the UFC. So, I mean, there's a lot more talented people, I think, that should be in that position, but he won the show. What can you do?
Yeah.
Best coach, Tito Ortiz. I think we both agree that
Yeah.
Season 3, Tito Ortiz, head and shoulders above everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Serra, Rashad Evans, excellent coaches. Who was the worst coach?
You would think it would be Rampage, just because he literally didn't do anything.
I did as much coaching as he did in Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter. He did absolutely nothing except tear down a fake door.
He went to the fights and sat there and watched his fighters lose, and then instead of saying something about them losing and trying to be nice to them about it,
He didn't care.
He just walked.
He spent more time setting up pranks on Rashad than he did helping his fighters. Oh, here, Rashad, catch some chickens. What is he doing? Sure, it's entertaining, but
Well, I don't think Rampage is in it anymore.
he doesn't care. He's
Yeah.
a movie star.
Yeah.
Also, a terrible coach, Ken Shamrock. What the hell was that guy doing? But you got to see him against Tito Ortiz, so that was fun. It's almost over. We tried to cram 11 seasons into 10 minutes. What can you do? Tune in next week. Ultimate Fighter Season 12 starts. Alex Giuliani, John Strasser, MMA Under 10. Boom.